Hey, and welcome to the first broadcast of Gift Friday. This is Sporty King coming to you live. And I want you to know that the reason that I created Gift Friday is because so often you hear people say TGIT, thank God it's Friday. Well, I've always said to you, control your vocabulary rather than allowing your vocabulary to control you. So I say, what good does Friday have to someone who took their last breath on Thursday? So I've actually always said TGIT, thank God it's Thursday. I'm sorry, thank God it's today. So here's what I did for Gift Friday. What I did was I took the T and TGIF, moved it from the front to the end of GIF and added it, and now it's a gift. So Friday is your gift. Today is your gift. And what I'm going to do each Friday is share with you one of my original poems, and then I'm going to gift it to you by allowing you to click on the link and go right to my site and get yourself a downloadable PDF copy that you can either enjoy it on the site or download it and keep it in your collection to share. So let's start with today and think about this poem today is called I Miss Me. When the grass is greener on the other side, it's usually one of three reasons. One, they have a higher water bill. Two, it's artificial. Or three, we're looking at it through the wrong set of eyes. Eyes that think you'd be better off being someone else. So that's why I've chosen to share this first poem as your gift, to remind you that you don't want to be someone else. You want to be you. But if you decide to be someone else, guess what? You're going to miss yourself. So this is from my book, A Poet in Every Prophet. And this poem is called I Miss Me. I thought about switching lives with you, but I miss me already. See, I don't know if you enjoy waking up every morning, and that happens to be one of my favorite moments because it starts me off having reached my primary goal of the day. And my goal every day is to wake up tomorrow. And I don't know if you really appreciate how your fingers and toes move. While I know I really get a kick out of feeling solid, soft, or sandy soil supporting my successful stride. I happen to enjoy touching, squeezing, holding, and pointing myself in the right direction. That direction is up, by the way. Are you headed that way? I know I am. And I'd sure like to be in my shoes when I get there because I pretty much know how I deal with the crowds. Got my acceptance speech ready and been practicing my smile. Come to think of it, I've been working on it since I was a child. My favorite outfit will be pressed brand new. Family, friends, teachers, heroes, TV shows, clients, habits, and hobbies, they'll all be there too. Can't say I'd know how to handle them all if I woke up and found out I was you. My mentors would take credit while giving me praise. They'd help me relive memories and cherish new days. Oh, how I would laugh at the tough times and the material things that were lost and rejoice in the character they helped build. You see, my life and spirit are beyond monetary cost. Every enemy would stand in their place and receive equal credit and equal time to express the beauty they inspire through their negativity. Let's face it, so many of the lessons we actually learn come from disharmony. A selfish person a selfish person made me want to share. A jealous person helped me recognize insecurity. A lie reminded me to tell the truth. I remember joy and pain. I like sunshine and rain. And it was a man who taught me how to be a man. I've been vigilant, patient, spontaneous, loving, mean, mischievous, ignorant, irresponsible, irresistible, innocent, intelligent, intuitive, intimate, incomplete, inconsistent, informed, interesting, introspective, indecisive, incompetent, inconsiderate, insightful, insatiable, insensitive, indispensable, independent, incoherent, incognito, indescribable, inexperienced, infallible, indestructible, inspirational, inquisitive, instinctive, instrumental, insecure, inventive, inundated, indisposed, incredible, in time, in tune, in touch, in sync, in and out. Outstanding, outrageous, outside, outsmarted, outspoken, outdone, outmaneuvered, outthought, outlandish, outclassed, outwitted, outcast, outnumbered, outraged, outright, outfoxed, outfitted, outrun, outreached, outfought, outranked, outvoted, outgoing, out of sight, out of this world. Oh, yes, even out of breath and almost out of my mind. Because I thought about switching lives with you, but I miss me already. See, I don't know if you enjoy waking up every morning. And that happens to be one of my favorite moments of every day. Thank you. So what are some things we can get from that poem? All right. Well, first of all, we've got to recognize when we talk about I miss me, one, you will only be successful when you choose to be yourself. See, if you decide to be someone else, that's what I mean by you'll miss you. You will only be successful when you choose to be yourself. Now, how can you use that for your company or your group right now? Let's talk about teamwork. See, you have to remember to do your part to make the team successful. Everyone has a part. When you decide to be you, you help your team because you make sure that you get done what you need to get done so that the person next to you can get done what they need to get done. Nobody's in this alone, but we can't get through if we try to be someone else. Be who you are. And one of the ways that you can look at that is we can also talk about competing with yourself to be better than you were the last time. See, I don't compete with anybody else. I compete with myself to be better than I was the last time because that gives me a measurable and attainable goal. I don't have to be perfect. We know we can't be perfect, but you've always heard me say that excellence is a wonderful goal. So if I can strive to be excellent, however far I get, I may not reach excellence, but I may reach something that's close enough to excellence and recognize that I got better. I did better than I did last time. Let me give it another try. And when we talk about competing with ourselves, we have to recognize, yes, we all will experience a loss. Winning is not without losing. So what we have to do is turn that loss around to our favor and recognize that it's just an LOSS. It's just a little obstacle to strengthen spirits. We all lose something. And when you lose something, you get stronger because the thing that you thought you couldn't do without, suddenly you find a way to compensate. And let me give you my example that maybe some have heard, maybe some haven't, but the greatest loss that I experienced was when I lost my mother. Now, I lost my mother. I thought I could not go on. How many of us have experienced that? You think you can't go on without your mother. But I want to tell you something that's somewhat funny. One of the first things that came to my mind when I lost my mother was certain meals that I wasn't going to get to eat again. And not that I limit my mother's love and life to a meal, but don't we take our parents and our close people for granted? We figure, well, that's what they do. And they're going to be here to do that. See, I just took it for granted that that's what I was going to get from her. So what I did, it was a great loss for me at the time. It's been 14 years now. It was a great loss for me at the time. But what I then decided was that I was not going to do without that meal, without that food that I liked that she cooked. So I decided to learn how to cook it, and I focused. And maybe I measured more than she measured. But I got it to taste pretty much to the way I wanted it to taste. Didn't taste like she made it taste, but it tasted good. And every time I make it, and notice I say make because it's not past tense, I still make that meal. And every time I do, I think about my mother. And so what I've done now is I've brought her spirit in. Say, I'm cooking ceremonially. I brought her spirit into the kitchen with me. So it was a little obstacle because the further I get away from her death, because I have no intention of getting over it. I have every intention of learning to live with it. And that's how you can handle grief, which is a part of loss. So the further I get away from that day, the stronger I get, because now I realize, wait a minute, I can cook this. And then I bring her with me. And then sometimes I let her tell me how much water to boil. And so I'm having a great time, and I'm making sure that I'm competing with myself, so that meal will be better next time, as well as I will be better at being able to talk to you right now as I am about my mother, because maybe you're dealing with grief or you know someone who is. And now maybe I can talk to that person or you and help you take another look at what a loss has done to strengthen your spirit. And then the last thing is that I want you to think about some of your other favorite moments of every day. You saw how the poem ended. Waking up is my favorite moment of every day, right? I miss me, right? As it says, I don't know if you enjoy waking up every morning. That happens to be one of my favorite moments of every day. I want you to think about what are some of your favorite moments of every day. Think about the choices that you've made, and it's not an acronym, but think about it. You've made a lot of good choices, but we tend to focus on the bad choices. And then what we do is we don't give ourselves credit for the great choices we made. We don't look at our track record of great choices. We look at our lack record of poor choices. We're going to make them. Continue to give yourself credit for being a survivor. Trust your track record. Laugh at your lack record and make good choices. So you can go on and put in a thread and we can just populate that, especially for the people who are going to see the broadcast later. Just some of the good choices that you've made and the things that some of your favorite moments of every day, because it could be someone else's favorite moment, and help them, and help bring up their spirit where they need it to be. So one thing you don't want to miss is don't miss the chance to be the blessing that you are, because you bless a lot of people. And I thank you for enjoying this broadcast and this blessing. Remember, click on the link and you can go, it'll take you right to a downloadable PDF copy that you can either read online or download and have it to share and forward. God bless you and have a safe, strong end. See, I don't think the week will matter. Not a weekend, but a strong end. Thanks, God bless you. And know that I don't miss you because I'm here with you. Over and out. Ciao.